already looking like Kanata trying to get busy. Taking down Vortexers for the first elimination of the game. Ascension.
It started way back north where Vino and Queasy are, but hold up. Larson finds one, the trade is good, and Smite gets the other, and down goes OCE. Muzz, this is what they do on a day-to-day basis, isn't it, Jacob?
Yep, this is exactly what they came to do here with that stunning performance.
Of highlights as well. Let's get caught up with how this unplayed and unfolded. So On1 just gets snuck up on there. You saw all the King Cammy going to the old trusty right on top of this air blimp.
Zagu, the team from Asia. You see Hellfire and Falconer in the distance. The shots just coming in.
Gosh.
You can see how he went down. He had no choice but to go forward. Storm was going to eat him alive. And I think that's still Queasy and Vino. On to just slightly, but
Joe fights back. And he doesn't miss. How quick was it?
The Chili Chug splashes. They have the mighty Monument.
Oh,
as
no.
Nico has an elimination onto Miriam. Can he be able to clean that one?
And instead they get punished. And now Zagu is by himself. The shield bubble is going to buy him some time, but it's only a matter of time. If he stays there, yes, they're just going to 2v1 him. He goes up for...
Below is Runa and Peppo trying to keep things going. They are 244 below the damage threshold, going up against Pete and Anas, who've also had their own struggles when it comes to Storm Surge. This could be a good fight for both of them. A huge shot coming out of Peppo. Beacon and Oz, they have their backs up against the wall, trying to get out alive, but the backfire comes through. Vidil gets an elimination as well. Everybody in this fight is under siege. Pink, with his back up against the wall, takes them both down.
And EU, Tate and Tayson continue to play upset. Let's just take a look at the highlight. How did it all go down? He walks up. Man, this is why Chapnix is so good. This is what he did in the...
Here, but luckily for them, they did get that victory royale. They're at the top side of the leaderboard. One bad game does not decide your future, as Queasy and Vino under siege yet again. Just a sliver of HP. Storm Surge doing its wonders, but they have 10 splashes. But Vino has to try to get him out. That means Queasy has to alleviate some of the pressure with the builds. But shots coming in from the distance. Luckily for them, it's another team that is struggling to surge, so they're not the sole focus of the lobby just yet.
Now this is insane. First place has already lost a teammate. Now Vino and Queasy were in second. Just points behind, are so hurt here, and the surge is continuing. They will have to take this fight. That's not an easy duo, and that one isn't either. This is looking very, very tough now for Queasy and Vino.
As Miriam gets knocked down again to Edgy. They're just going through it this game. We talk about consistency being the key. 44 below the damage threshold. Commandment and Avery become the targets to Queasy and Vino, but how long can they last? Just only a few ticks away. The short pad coming through. They get the damage, but is it going to be enough to go above the damage threshold? Yo, it is not, but it is finally at the tail end. Barely going to be enough. Launch pad going out. They're going to live, Monster, to fight another day.
How did Queasy survive that with 1 HP, and now he gets to fight back just a little bit here? Can he find anything? Was there something left behind? They should know better. This is their landing spot. This is their home territory, and they're just gonna go ahead and look for scraps now, and just like that.
Let's see what they can do when it's not gonna be a worry.
Let's not forget, these are our previous NA East champions, but hold up, Vino says we need some Elins, but no, he gets taken out, and Queasy, it's up to him, and he falls too. And all of a sudden, Vino and Queasy are down, and Zagu is there to play in the mess here. He is putting his own 2 thoughts into the best. That much closer here. Let's take a look at these quick highlights here. How are they so far ahead of the Surge? Well, there you go. You ask and you receive. Jamper just gets clotheslined without any notice.
It almost looks like they were thinking the same thing. Let me knock on this door, take this piece away, but Jamper was just a little bit too slow to the punch. Trolls and Rifty trying to fly high through the sky. Tripper and Thomas. It's like target practice for them as Macwood does go down to Hydro. And there goes the leaderboard, 5th through 9th. Look how stacked it is. Only 8 points separating those teams.
And remember, Joe and Andy are down and out. Zagu has jumped back into the game here.
Impressive.
46 damage above the Surge. All he has to do is out-survive 2 players, and you would think it would not be possible, but he has found his way back into this game here, and he is still getting that much more lucky. Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of luck, and look at the heals come back to reward him here. He's gonna hold on and continue to earn. Seti and Cammy have an opportunity to go ahead and close this gap. They lost out on it at the last game, falling short. But as we know, they're slow, they're steady.
Yeah, for them, it's not just chasing after elimination. They're not forcing any of these plays. Like you said, slow and steady wins the race. And for them, they let these opportunities naturally present itself while gathering all the information in the lobby. They know exactly what to do as long as they're not playing with their backs up against the wall. Clicks and Duke, another highly skilled team, 353 above the damage threshold. They already have an elimination. For them, it's just making it to the end game itself.
And it's crazy to show the disparity, the point difference between Clicks and Duke there, and first place, 47 points separate, 20th from first. It shows you that's about a 2-game spread. You have to play very, very well, but it also shows you one big win, and you're inside the top 10 undoubtedly. You are very much right back into this game if you can just get one.
Yeah, mindset and handling this pressure is going to be huge because it's easy. You know, 12 games, being in a stage like this, you go down early, it starts to sink in that doubt. It's easy to believe in that doubt, but right now, you guys are the best of the best on that stage. You need to snap yourselves out of it and really pick it back up because this is game 4 out of 12. You have every chance in the world to make a comeback.
Ju and Yusra have been contested on the drop to the hands of OCE, Alex and Bailey. We have seen what they have managed to do all day. They are an exceptional duo. And finally now, Yusri and Ju get to show us what they are made of. They are playing for high ground, but they're below the surge. They're gonna have to take a box fight. The wall's his, but not quick enough on the edit there, and instead, he backs off. What do you do in this situation? Do you look around or take a box fight is the question. And Ju says, hold that thought. Let me go ahead and get these tags real quick.
Don't worry, Monster. I got you. You ask a question, I'll definitely give you an answer in a moment. 48 above the damage threshold. They know their job is not done just yet, but they can at least slow things down, start to gather the information like a lot of these other teams are going to be needing. But them having the high ground, if they pull zone, they're going to be in the perfect position to terrorize the rest of the lobby.
Ooh. Smite and
Nobody
Larson
gets it.
Smite and Larson still alive here. They came in 7th place. 3 elims added on to where they left off. Now effectively has to jump them on up for a fight for top 3, potentially first as well. I have a question though. Is Zagu still alive? Is he somehow snaking his way around the game? We're gonna have to find out. Sensitive Cold, often an end game. That consistency paying off right now as we know it should. Sensitive and Cold are just proving that they are so good at Fortnite, no matter what the setting is, online or in person.
And the team, after that first game, is finally finding their rhythm. 251 above the damage threshold. 3 eliminations so far. 3 chilling chug splashes onto Merstash. So you got to imagine on the other side, probably having some rotation as well. But Scented and Cold right now trying to find a way to stabilize. 29 below the damage threshold. Luckily for them, though, that's not too much. That's one good shot, but the same thing happens to them. They're under pressure. 19 HP, trying to get the splashes off, but now Zone is kicking them out. Cold goes down. It's all to Scented.
And it looks like Acorn and Edgy were just waiting for that wall to open up, and there it is. Acorn is the one who finds Cold, and Scented is now left to do it by himself, but he has been here before. That is where he feels most comfortable. Meanwhile, Pink and Anas, they have so much catching up to do. They have already picked up 5 elims. This is exactly the type of pacing they want to be on coming into an end game. But Cammy and Seti are here in the mid ground. P18 and Kitos are there as well. This is one of the most dangerous layers that we have seen, and it's players who are fighting to get that #1 spot.
Oh, but Scented, he was able to take down Thor, but he needs that Siphon to come through, and it goes in just in the nick of time. Trying to stay alive. Chili Chug Splash to try to go ahead and gain the speed to get to the outside of zone. Somehow Anas is down. You got to thank Commandment Avery for that one. So now Pink is left as a solo. What can he do with only 3 builds to his name?
And they take high ground again in this game here. 4 elims now. Things are really starting to get interesting for NA East. Avery says, come down. Let's go to the low ground and wait for him to start taking the lead here. Now, usually we call Commandment the Mr. Clutch, and Commandment says, trust in me. I have this high ground on lock. Meet me at the top.
Yep, for one of the most insane end game finishes for the FNCS Chapter 3 Season 3 Championship. They're looking to do it here again in this game as Malapuka's by himself. He ends up into the box, takes another player out. A huge siphon and refresh to come through just in the nick of time. That was Ed from Brazil who went down, but he's doing a good job. Malapuka immediately beelining to the front side of zone.
And back to Pink here. Look at Pink's perspective. He's on that low with 7 elims. He has not stopped picking up. Malapuka continues to fight though. Yustri is gonna fall there, and a quick elim. Someone's behind him though. Now he turns around, and it's It's just enemy territory everywhere. Which way are you gonna go, son? That's the zone. Larson and Smite are still alive. This is where they do the most work, but no, it's not enough. They get wiped up and taken out.
Shot missed. Duke clicks, take advantage in the blink of an eye. Another end game. They're trying to move up to the top leaderboards as Thomas HD goes down. Trippin feeling the pressure as a solo here. Changing elevation. That was a huge play because look how many teams are stuck down low towards the low ground. But now he has to meet him down there as Commandment Avery begin to put on the pressure. Balabuka, 4 eliminations as a solo. 6 as a team. The damage continues and he's putting on a show.
He doesn't stop. Down goes Rifty. 5 Eels. Can he get another? No, it's not enough. Trippin fights back. He's got it in him. And now, look at this. Behind the walls, BL and Edgy from the Storm. BL is still in this. It's Seti who's representing on this low ground. Another huge, consistent game for Seti is everything here.
There's 5 duos left, and about maybe 3 of them are full duos right now. And Savage loses another one. He's a solo. He's trying to take down the NA West team. He takes down Yumi. Huge siphon coming through. Mr. Savage does it again and gets into the top 4.
You have to love the move in here.
Oh my God!
Another one. He does not stop. Seti might just be next. Savage is on fire. Let's see it. High ground is still NA East. 1v1v2. Commandment and Avery have everything working for them as Savage is looking to do so much work. But Seti says, hold up, I could find a chance here. He needs to pick and choose this wisely. Do you go for 2 elims on the low ground for a chance at first? And down goes Savage. Seti knows better. And it's a great game for Commandment and Avery.
A huge victory royale and a huge boost for the NA East champions of Chapter 3 season.
It from above, taking the high ground and finishing it off with a nice little VR. Look, we just had halftime. They had a little break. I don't even think they changed up their strategy a lot, but just that little moment of time to reflect and get back into the game, it's changed a lot.
And you saw that right there, the refresh from Commandment, that was so crucial in them holding the high ground out at the end. I had a little look, Commandment had 200 wood when they were on high ground in a second moving zone. It wasn't going to be enough. That was a crucial refresh from Commandment, and that is ultimately what got them the victory, right? They were able to take the high ground and spray down below right at the perfect time as well. Look at the standings.
Oh, man, and you know what's crazy too? Cammy and Seti, we saw Seti make top 3 there, right? And even though he was a solo, he held on. But really quickly
doing this season, they've been switching up their playstyle, which hasn't worked out too well for them in the past. They're traditionally low ground, very, very calm, very, very passive, if you like, in the early stage of the game. They're just riding on the surge, of course, as I mentioned earlier. But they are really trying to change things up. And you could see it didn't quite work out. Of course, Cammy going down early. So you know what Seti thought? He thought, you know what? I'm just going to go back to basics. Back down to low ground. We've seen him solo clutching so many times. And oh boy, was he doing it again. Absolutely crazy scenes.
I mean, they always put on a show, right? Seti and Cammy, they're well known. They've accomplished so much, and now, if today and tomorrow combined, they can keep it up. They can take home a title, an international title. It would be something that I'd love to see, but them having secured the VR
moment, and that is ultimately what got them the victory, right? They were able to take the high ground and spray down below right at the perfect time as well. Look at the standings.
oh, man, and you know what's crazy too? Cammy and Seti, we saw Seti make top 3 there, right? And even though he was a solo, he held on. But really quickly